No, it's not North Carolina. Groundwater flooding in Dixie County has forced residents out of their homes and in some cases even brought in the Red Cross. The county is chalking it up to excessive rainfall this year.
County officials have called the amount of rain unprecedented. But TV20's David Jones shows us residents dealing with the flooding are calling it unbearable.
Lori Willis has a bit of a different commute. She's up at 5 to pick up the kids she babysits.
You know, we're back in the mud again at 7:30 to take our child to school. We're back in the mud again at 1:30 in the afternoon to pick our child up from school.
At its worst, Lori had more than a foot of water at her doorstep.
We're losing so much, and it's, you know, we're right under the mud.
County emergency management officials say Dixie has seen unprecedented rainfall from 50 to 60 inches between January and September.
We haven't seen water like this in 30, 40, I mean, some people even said 50 years that we haven't seen water in some of these areas.
Usually dry properties have seen groundwater sitting for weeks and even months.
We're exhausted. Mentally, physically, emotionally, it's taken its toll on us, as well as hundreds of other residents in Dixie County. We all need help.
To find out why the water won't leave, we spoke to Faye Baird, a hydrologist with the Swanee River Water Management District.
These areas are completely saturated with water, and they're just not accepting any more water. The soils won't take any more, the sinkholes are flooded and therefore can't take any more water.
And it's not just Lori's neighborhood. South of Highway 19,
just sitting on the front doorstep fishing.
Justin Keene has a bite.
Oh, he spit it out.
Well, had a bite.
He done spit it out.
Keene's property is underwater too. He says his family hasn't been able to use the bathroom inside for months.
The water, it's been all up under the house. It's all over the septic tank.
Keene, along with other residents in the area, says the problem ties back to the clearing of nearby land for peanut fields. They say the elevation of the land was changed when the fields were planted a few years ago.
I know there was 3 canals back there, main canals. None of the rock pits is there, none of the flats is there, nothing.
We jumped in the car and drove out to meet Chastity and Scott Sutherland. They're not too far from Justin, just a few blocks down. The problem on their property is the same. So we went for a tour.
Just the whole backyard is just submerged. It's a pond.
It's been like this for months now. The story is the same at their neighbors.
Flooded. I can't go no further than that right there.
They need to fix it. This is a we problem here. I mean, the county has to get up and go to work. I mean, they've showed a little effort here since it's just took chaos to get it done.
This is what a high-functioning runoff canal looks like. You can see the water flowing freely. Residents I spoke with say they want to see more of these around Dixie County.
I want the county to come out and do something when we get this water out of here. Whether they have to dig ditches up and down through people's yards, I don't care. It just needs to go.
Chastity, Scott, and the others want the county to dig on those peanut fields to the south.
The environment is completely changed. Regardless of who's at fault or who's to blame, the environment south of my home is completely changed.
The fields are owned by Sanchez Farms. We spoke with Virginia and Herman Sanchez. Virginia is on the board of the Swanee River Water Management District. And while they asked not to be on camera, they did give us a response. Quote, "We've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We want the water moved too. The residents off 55A near the field need to take responsibility for building in a bowl." Virginia says they never changed the elevation or filled canals on the land. The Sanchez's also said they want to see state law change so that if the county digs on a person's property, the owner won't be held liable for damages to neighboring areas. We talked to State Representative Chuck Clemens to get his take.
If all of a sudden the local county wanted to put the water on your property, you would want a whole harmless agreement that should anything happen that would damage or otherwise make your property less valuable, you would want to be held harmless for that.
And that's the direction the county is going, talking with landowners like the Sanchez's about possibly digging on their properties.
This is not the time that you do work to prevent this from happening. You clean ditches out. You clean culverts out. You install things that will function during a wet time.
And on the north side of Highway 19, Lori Willis is still waiting for her help.
If your home was going underwater, you would want to swim too. You'd want to swim, you'd want to get out of it, you'd want someone to throw you a lifeline.
David Jones.
I need to know that I have a place to lay my head every night, a place to wake up to start my work day the next day.
TV20 News.
Dixie County officials told us today they're in the process of adjusting culverts and reaching out to certain landowners. They also said much of the groundwater is starting to recede with the drier weather.